Hello, everybody. Super good morning, everyone. Welcome to Kevin Chan's channel again. And today we are going to do the Feng Shui part of the month of December, right? So for those of you who have already forgotten that December still exists, normal, right? So everybody is right now hyper hype with the 2025 stuff, right? So 2024 December and also poor January also gonna be forgotten, right? That's very normal for us. But anyway, right? So let's get this December energy pattern done, so that at least you can use the final last 2 months of the year of the dragon, to conclude some of the stuff that you have not been doing, or a little bit things that you need to tie it up, right? So and to find a certain rule, maybe you need to wiggle off certain things, right? So we're gonna use that, right? So yes, this is for the December. Yes, the December started on the 6th, and today is already the 13th, almost like 1 week off already. Yeah, because we've been doing 2025 content, right? So after this, we're gonna go back and do some more 2025 contents, right? So then after that, we're gonna do January, then go back to February, then everything should be back to normal, right? So come, let's go in and take a look at what is available, right? Oh, you'll start already small screen. Let's do a big screen first. Woo. Okay, right. Hello, Fanny. Good morning to you. First one to pop into this, right? So which means that the Facebook notification is working. Right, did not give any what you call pre-warning to this one, right? So come, let's take a look at the feng shui, the flying star feng shui for the month of December, right? So as usual, getting in touch with me, you can either go for Telegram, you can go for Substack as well, which is a newsletter, right? So yeah, by the way, this one was already published in the Substack. So you want the written version, or you want an earlier publication, then please go and subscribe to the Substack, so it will be emailed to you. Or you can join the Facebook community, which is the one that's broadcasting right now. Hello, Rosalie, how are you doing? Good morning to you. So everything here, basically, if you are the type who are very studious, you can actually right now go to the internet and look for the but by the way, I'm using certain things called purple white, right? So the purple white 81 combination, right? So this is what I'm using, right? So right now, then there is book that talk about the 81 combination, right? So which is the Xuan Kong, you want to call Encarta, you want to call encyclopedia, whatever it is. By the way, it is really available on the internet. You just have to go and Google it. Nowadays, all the classical text is widely available, right? So when we talk about activation using the sector, it's about making the sector more yang. So you want to make the sector more yang. 3 of the most effective way of doing so is, one is to sit in the sector and do your work in the sector. So allow the energy in the sector to directly influence you. That's one way to do so. Second is to use candle light, aka is actually infrared light. So candle of fire have natural infrared property. You can also use actual infrared light, which is the one that you use in the sauna room, right? So the one that you use red color one is sauna room. Basically, is heated on the light. Okay, you use all those heated light, or water is the most safest for you to use. Right, so if you find that candlelight a bit dangerous, it may burn things down, right? So you're a bit afraid of using candlelight. Use water. Water is cheap, easy to transport, right? So it's fully reusable, right? So use that. Hello, Peppo. Hello, Daniel. How are you doing? Right, so that's called activation, right? So let's take a look at the overall, right? So now this chart, it will move every single month. The energy will move every single month, which means that no matter which sector are you using, right, you will go through all the 9 energy pattern in a year, right? In one entire year, you will go through the 9 energy pattern, right? So like this one, if you take a look, the small number is the annual energy pattern. The big number is the monthly energy pattern. So because of this annual and monthly combination, every single combination is basically unique. Right, so every combination is unique right now. So when you have 2 numbers coming together, we generally call it the purple white system. That's all. Purple white uses 2 numbers. So normal Xuan Kong will use 1 number. So the one that you use, the one that you see in Chinese New Year, the version that normally you see is basically the Xuan Kong version, whereby you only got 1 number in the entire box. Some people like me, right? So later when we basically go into the 2025 Feng Shui, you will see that I'll be using the purple white version, right? So purple white version just means that additional one more number is pushed in, so that the energy pattern become more unique. Or else the energy pattern every 9 years is the same, right? 9 circle only ma. Every 9 year back to the same thing. Every 9 year back to the same thing. Then what's the difference in every 9 year? Right, so that's where purple white come in. It give you another layers of detail for you to play around with, right? So now depending on what you want to do and what is your purpose, every month your purpose is different, what you want to achieve is different, the energy that you need to get the thing done is also different, right? So that's why there is this entire school of people who what we call chasing the star, right? So they keep on moving themselves around the house, it look very funny, right? So if you did not plan very well, then it's like chasing, right? So some people like to chase the well star. Like for example, this particular month the well star is in the south, right? By the way, we call the star number 8 generally called the well star, right? So you chase after number 8 also. If next month the number 8 go to a different location, then they move their table to a different location. Another month the 8 star go to a different location, they move their table to another location. So that's where you find very funny people asking questions, should I move my things here and there, right? So yeah, it depending on what you want to do. All right, so come, let's go in and take a look. So the red is on the north, so we will start with the north first. Come on, let me have the north. Yeah, this is where the north is. So the north have the star number 9 visiting the palace. So the star number 9 is in charge of fame, attention. So if you want fame and attention, this is basically where the palace you want to be. And because star number 1 is in charge of traveling, so star number 1 is a traveling star, by the way, is the water star. This is the star of connectivity. It's called the palace of connectivity. So when your attention comes to the palace of connectivity, it's easy for you to spread your influence over a large scale of place. So if that is the objective that you want, that is the objective that you want to achieve, right? So this would be a very, very good place for you to be in, right? So you might want to sit yourself in the north sector, whether it's in the office doesn't matter, whether it's inside your house does not matter. Sit yourself in this and then do all your marketing, marketing, product push, whatever it is, right? So branding related activity, right? So you can sit there and basically do that, right? That will assist you in terms of reaching a wider audience, letting more people see you, right? So now just the part of it that you need to be careful of. If you are somebody who is empty means that you actually don't have anything to offer to people. People will see that you are empty one, right? So the star number 9 does not control the quality of information you scan up. It just allows people to see you, right? So it attracts the attention towards you. So if you are an empty vessel, nothing to show people, right? You go there, then it become exposure, right? So then this one, a lot of people will know that you got nothing to offer to people, right? So that's the part of it that you need to do your homework, right? The energy is neutral to everybody, right? A person who has content inside of them versus a person who has absolutely nothing to offer, they will both get the attention if they are using this particular sector. The difference is that people will identify whether you are somebody who has things to offer versus somebody who is, got nothing to offer. Doesn't matter. So which means that negative publicity versus positive publicity is publicity to the energy. The energy doesn't really think, some people think, oh, would this, be good? If you are good, then it become good. If you are bad, it become bad. Right? The energy is neutral in terms of pushing. Right, so it's just like a car speeding on a straight road. Right, it depends on whether you know how to control the car or not. It's nothing to do with the car. Right, so you buy a Ferrari, it doesn't make it easier to control. You buy a a crappy Myvi in Malaysia. Right, so Myvi in Malaysia is the king of the car, by the way, because it has survived more situation than any other car in Malaysia. Okay, right. So for those of you who are looking for additional attention, right? So this is the place for you to do. And additionally, because the star number 8 is originally there already, so this one actually come with a little bit of resources. You want to call money, can, right? So I usually don't really call star number 8 the wealth star. It's actually the effort star, right? So that's what the star number 8 does. It increases a person's effort, right? So this one make your effort worthwhile, right? So highly recommend for those of you who want to survive in period 9. By the way, You want to survive in period 9, star number 9 is the important star. So being able to present yourself in public is actually a very, very important skill set in period 9. If you do not have that particular skill set in period 9, it is going to be very difficult for you to survive period 9. All right, cool. Right, let's do that. Right, so next one, let's go to the northeast. Right, so northeast has star number 7. Right, so the star number 7 is the star of communication, by the way. Right, so just tell you first, in the olden day, they don't like talker. So that's why star number 7 has a bad reputation, right? So they don't really like talker. And when 6 and 7 is together, it's a big sword fighting small sword, you know, ding dang, is in the olden days, it's called waste of time negotiating. It's two party, you know, not really settling their differences, but then wasting time debating with each other. But right now, we like to do that, you know. Yeah, I mean, 6, 7 is actually two party debating, right? So if you go for a debating contest, right, to debating contest, right? So now China actually have debating shows. Yeah, you know, they got variety show that's based on debating. You know, this team debate against this team, right? So they have those kind of show, right? So it's basically the 6 and 7 together, right? So this is two sword fighting each other, they call it, right? So of course, you know, if your intention is to sharpen your eloquency and your debating skill set, this is perfect for you to be in. It's called purposely asking to disagree with people, right? So this is what you're gonna do. So the hexagram is an eliminating hexagram. So what happened here is that if you are using this, then you would start to know that what argument works, what argument doesn't work, right? So that is where the what we call eliminating part of it come from, right? So is this a very aggressive formation? Not exactly, at least today, not exactly, right? So because again, today we don't necessarily go into force to get things done, but in the olden day, if there's any disagreement, you pull out sword and settle. That's what we do in the olden day. Everything settled by sword, you know, ching ching, right? Today we don't do that anymore, right? So that's why, you know, it's less aggressive already, but it does causes a lot of things, right? If you're a lawyer, perfect. Right? Lawyer, this is like unending argument in the court, because lawyer charged by court session. Lawyer don't charge by result, lawyer charge by court session. Right? Every time appear in court, the lawyer will collect. So the more time it appear in court, the better business for lawyer. A lawyer actually do not want the court case to end. Yeah, forever go the court case better, right? Because it's every time the fella appear, you have to pay him. It's not his fault one, you know. Right? His job is just to appear and, you know, present the case. Right? It's not like his fault to, you know, get it to a conclusion. He doesn't get a conclusion bonus. Right, so I tell you, confirm to you, if let's say every single court case, right, it was like for a per court case payment, right? So which means that, you know, whether it's a 5-year court case or a 5-day court case, the payment is the same, right? I confirm to you, every single court case will actually be short. Right? It's the problem is that, you know, the system is in such a way that, you know, the longer they drag it, the more money they make. So that's why they have a innate interest to drag things around. Again, I don't blame them. Same with project in Malaysia, by the way. If you don't know, project in Malaysia is also pay by day, right? So those people who come and do project is, you know, pay by day. So they don't have any incentive to finish the project early. They actually are incentivized for dragging the project, because if they drag the project another day, they get paid another day, right? So, you know, why you want to finish the project early? If you tell them it's a lump sum, you know, I don't care, you use 1 year to finish, or, you know, 5 months to finish it, I confirm 5 months, 4 months will finish already. Okay, right? So for those of you who want to improve your eloquency in argument, who doesn't mind being in a negotiative tussle with each other. Now, normal circumstances, I tell you, avoid lah. Right? So it's because not most of us don't have the talent to do this sort of stuff, unless you are a lawyer, you know, unless you are a debating speaker, you know. So you're in those kind of profession, then feel free to do so. But for us, all normal folk, you know, couldn't be bothered with you know, dispute and all this kind of stuff. So avoid lah. Okay, right? So east side, right? So if you take a look at east side, right? So what's the energy, right? So star number two always is very scary. They call sickness star, right? So the 2-1, the classical text first, 2-1 combination is sickness is spreading all over the land. Ooh, very scary, right? So very scary, right? So in the olden day, then it's true lah, right? So in the olden day, it's true. By the way, all the star has their negative influence, all the star have their positive influence. As the star go closer to their prime, their timeliness, they will exert more of the positive influence and exert less of the negative influence. Every single star has it. So the star number 2 is actually in charge of accumulation. So sickness is an accumulation in terms of Chinese metaphysics. It's because of you neglecting your body that the sickness is able to grow, because the body mechanism of stopping sickness to grow is broken. This is called your 5 element not balance. Right, long-term 5 element not balance, your organ is not going to be able to function, certain organ not able to function, then the sickness that is curbed by that particular organ will be able to grow. So that is where the star number 2 basically come in, right? So overall, star number 2 is always talking about farmland, right? So the situation you need to think of is like farmland. No? You put a seed inside, it slowly grows, you don't get result tomorrow. So it slowly grow, you tend to it, slowly grow, then it one day it become a big tree, all the apple coming down, then it will forever be able to come out with apple. Right? So it's actually a long-term investment star. So for those of you who are doing long-term investment, this is actually a good palace for you to be in, right? So you worry less about sickness because period 9, the star number 2 is going into its prime. So the negative factor of star number 2, which is all the sickness part, is actually gradually going to be reduced. It is all moving to star number 5. So that's why star number 5 become extremely aggressive in period of 9. Right? So star number 2 less of a problem already. But anyway, if you are already sick, then I would still tell you to avoid star number 2. Right? So this one is for those of you who want to do long-term investment. Right? So long-term investment who want to slowly cultivate stuff. Right, so you want to cultivate stuff in a slow manner, right? So this is where you should sit, right? So for those of you who are in people development, human resource, not the one that process salary, it's really human development. You're in charge of really developing somebody, right? So developing somebody, like how you slowly nurture your investment portfolio, right? So try to build your investment portfolio. This would be a good doctor, definitely great. Right, doctor should use star number 2. Right, so because doctor is the one that deal with sickness, right? So you use star number 2, then you got more sickness to deal with. Right, pretty easy, right? It's not too difficult to use one. Actually, this flying star system is one of the more easier, more relaxed system to use. Right, so you just need to identify, this is the energy I want. This is where the energy is basically is. I stuff myself in the energy. If not, you can put water here. So because the water and the fire help spread this energy all over the house, right? The water and fire just help spread the energy all over the house. So if you put it in this sector, then the energy in this sector get excited, it will transfer to the rest of the house. So no matter where inside the house, you can also use it. Not as effective as you sitting in the sector directly inside the particular sector. So if you need to have an example, it's basically your internet port in your house. Right, so if you are directly plugged into the internet port, your internet is the fastest. So if you cannot directly plug into the wall because it's not convenient, you put a Wi-Fi router there. So the Wi-Fi router allow the signal to go all over the house. Then you can go with other people. So of course, if you use Wi-Fi, then the signal is weaker than directly plugging into the wall. So that's the difference. But can you still use the energy? Yeah, I can still use the energy, right? So go ahead, do it. Okay. Right, so let's take a look at the southeast. Southeast is star number 3. So star number 3, traditionally this is the soldier star. It's called a resilient star, by the way. This is the star that cannot die. So star number 3 is basically a big oak tree. So big oak tree, you cut it, what happened? It will heal. You cut it, it will heal. You cut it, it will heal. So just like a soldier, the job of the soldier is to continue the fight. So that's why a lot of time, last time when you are drafted to become a soldier, is like the last time you will ever see your family. Right, East is older sun sector, right? Yes, East is the older sun sector. So if this is correct, would it mean that the 1-2 star will affect him regardless of whether he live with the parent or not? Not exactly, right? GG, not exactly. Feng Shui only affect people who are in the what we call in the area. So how you actually interpret this is that if you happen to have an elder son in your house, and he happened to be in this particular sector, so his effect is gonna be stronger. Right, his effect is gonna be stronger. So if you activate, it will connect with him better. Right, so it's like his Wi-Fi is registered in your router. So when he come in that time, he will automatically connect with that particular Wi-Fi. If your Wi-Fi is not registered with the router, what happens? You come in, you have to go and click connect, then you have to put in the password, like that. Right, so he basically is the citizen of that particular place. So the fellow need to be there first. Need to be there. Oh, by the way, in the classical tech, they also tell you you have to be the elder son in the family if you are married, which means that now you become father, right? So then your elder son status is gone. Very funny one, the way that they do. Right, so now this thing, I don't have confirmation on all of this thing. It's just that it is written in the classical text as such. Right, so that's how they determine whether you're elder son or wherever. So this is not a global Wi-Fi, okay, please, right? So which means that as long as the person doesn't stay inside that particular area that you are feng shuiing, it doesn't affect that particular person. So this one, a lot of time I tell people, if you're buying a house for investment purpose, the energy will not look at your S&P. Oh, this house belongs to GG, we have to go and target GG. No, whoever stay in the house is affected by the house feng shui. Simple enough is that. So which means that is your tenants that are going to be there. Right, so now back to this one, right? So star number 3. So today, the star number 3 become the argument star because of the insatiating need to continue the conversation. Nicely called is conversation, right? So a married son is more husband. There are no husband in there, so it's either you're a son or a father. There are no in between. Okay, there are no in between. Right, husband is not a status. Okay, so the reason why you want to get married is to have children. In the olden day, just tell people olden day life is very easy. Game plan, you have a family business. The family business need to be run by family because you cannot hire people to run. Not like today you can hire people to run. In the olden day, there's no such thing as hiring people to run. Right, you want to get people into your town, it's already difficult in the olden day, right? So what happens is that you want anybody to run the business, you have to produce the person. So if you know that you're 50 years old, you are too old to run the farm, you need a 20 years old fellow to run the farm, then by 30 max, you need to have the first baby. It have to be son. Yeah, correct? You have to be son, or else, by the time you're 50, you don't have a 20 years old. Right? You cannot speed up the growing up process. Okay, right, so that's the game in the olden day, right? Today, this game doesn't work anymore. Right, so yep, right, so this one, if you take a look at it, right, so the 2 and 3, so the 2 and 3 combination, if you take a look, is basically a big tree. So the star number 3 is basically jiao, rooted on soft soil, right? So star number 2 is soft soil, rooted on soft soil, which means that it's not very stable, right? This is basically not very stable. So if you are trying to break free of your mother, by the way, star number 2 is called the mother star. So in star number 3 is called the elder son, right? So this one in the olden days, elder son trying to break free from the mother. Overall prognosis not good. Overall prognosis is not good. But anyway, right? So if you take a look at it, it's a journey of a person growing up. Right? So when you're growing up, that time you fall down. Now star number 3 is resiliency. Resiliency means fall down, stand back up, fall down, stand back up, fall down, stand back up. That is basically what is happening here. So if you want to go through the process of falling down, standing up, falling down, standing up, falling down, standing up, falling down, standing up, this is the what we call the factor you want to put in. So if you got children who is basically Cantonese gong tang ping, lay flat, stuff the fellow into this particular sector to give him this destabilize the fellow, right? So not to give him some what we call comfort zone, right? So you want him to move away from the comfort zone, you want to destabilize this particular fellow, put him in this particular sector, right? So some people say that how do I make this person move? Star number 3 is a good star of making a person move, right? It destabilizes that particular idiot, right? So it causes a lot of argument in another way is also called negotiation, by the way, right? A argument is just a negotiation done in the wrong manner. It's an argument, right? You got instruction. Instruction means that I thought you listen, that's called instruction. Then you got negotiation, both sides talking. then you got argument, all right? So one side is not listening, it's called argument, right? So if you want that particular effect, stuff somebody into this particular sector. If not, you can light candle in this particular sector, okay? Right, so now the difference is that you light candle in this particular sector, it will affect everybody in the house. If you stuff that individual into this sector, then it will only affect that individual. So depend on what you want to do. So sometimes this one, I always tell people, if you're going to activate this thing called the peach blossom star, you better be careful because you will activate the global peach blossom star of the year. Like next year is the horse. Horse have the global peach blossom star. So if you activate the horse sector next year, the entire house, everybody will have peach blossom. So I don't know what problem you're going to create for everyone. Okay. So if you don't want, then you activate peach blossom star just inside your room. If you activate the peach blossom star just inside your room, then it will only affect people inside the room, which is you. There will be a better way of doing so. Okay, cool. Can do, right? So these are some of the practical way of doing so. South got star number 8. Now, see the well star, right? So if you feel like this particular month not enough work to do, there's always, I tell people, right? So this is the star of determination, right? So star of determination, resilient, not resiliency. Hardworking, just basically hardworking star, right? So the hardworking star, right? So you can basically use this 7-8 combination in the olden days is actually called overpromise. So just remember, star number 7 is the auditory star, right? So it's the star that is in charge of talking, right? So this one is the fella probably talk too much, This one can do, that one can do, overpromising. Right? Can one, okay one. Like don't need the fella to do, right? In the end, cannot do lah. That is the main problem. So with the palace of the star number 9, so this one would basically, you are actually just announcing to people that, this is something that I will do. By the way, it's the end of the year, everybody do this thing, right? Called New Year resolution, right? So how many of the New Year resolution have you done? Usually New Year resolution is last year resolution transfer to next year resolution. That is your New Year resolution. So every year you do this transfer, and by the time it reach February, all your resolution would resolve. You will go into the burial. Right? So let me see. Statistics say that only about 17% of people who will stick through their resolution. Only 17% every year. Sad, isn't it? But a lot of people will, and then, this year resolution is. Then they say that, New Year resolution doesn't work on. Of course lah, you only talk, mana ada work one. Right? Now the world is like that. If you only talk, you don't take action, it doesn't work on. So that's why sometimes, I am, that I'm not a big proponent of this entire thing called, wish making. Wish making, like going to the temple and put a joystick. I go temple, put joystick. Not because I like to make wish, because it's already in the temple and then it's like $10. Why not? Right. Yes. I go to a lot of temple. Okay, I go to a lot of temple. Visit them to see what is the energetic composition in the temple. And I know some people ask, do you visit other religious temple? It's got nothing to do with religious. It's just that I don't understand their temple. Ta-da! Okay, right? Chinese temple, I can understand, how they build, at least proper temple. At least proper temple, I understand the building architecture and the building logic behind it, right? So it's very, very feng shui, very land energy, right? So I can go there, I can verify all the land energy that they've, done and all those kind of things, right? So I'm fine with that. The rest of the religion, I actually doesn't know what's the theory behind it, right? So like something very funny that I found, on the internet is the church. Most church is facing east. And you go and observe and see most churches is facing east. Because why? They want early in the morning when the sun comes up, it shines through their particular chandelier window, right? It will shine onto the pastor who is giving the sermon. It gives the holy look. Make sense or not? Make sense. Make a lot of sense, right? So make a lot of sense. But these are just some salient point. So a Chinese temple got Chinese temple punya rules, right? So that's what we do, right? By the way, you want to be more hardworking, right? So do this, right? So go to your south sector, plant yourself at the south sector. So now year end, if really you got some project that need to be done, haven't finished, somehow need to submit, right? Okay, this is your last straw. Go south sector, sit down. Or you go to your office, south sector. Right, yeah, go to your office, see the south sector, generally, stand in the center of the office, pick up your handphone, see where is the south sector, kick the fella out of the table, tell him that, like what we call like the police, right? So you go there, I'm the authority. I have to take over your car. They said car in the authority show, right? So I will take over your table for the rest of the month. You go sit my table. Right? You need to get things done, you want to, be more hardworking, So you want everybody in your house to be hardworking. Go light candle in the south. Right? Light up the candle in the south, right? So that basically will induce the energy of hardworking to the rest of the people inside the house. You can also do that for the rest of the people in the office. Right? It doesn't matter, right? You have accomplished all your 2024 New Year resolution. Right? Good for you, Pekhui, right? So good for you. So it's a good time for you to do some sharing on, your 2024 journey. What was your resolution in the beginning of the year? Then how was the journey? What was the obstacle? How do you overcome the obstacle? Actually, this sort of stuff a lot of people like to read. Right? If you have, do it lah. Right? So do these sorts of things. Right, so let's take a look at Southwest. Right, so Southwest is a nice 9-1 combination. By the way, in Xuan Kong study, there are a few what we call special formation. So combo 10. Combo 10 means that two numbers add up together, it add up to 10 is one of the special formation. So it includes 9-1, 2-8, 3-7, 4-6. No such thing as 5-5. Okay. Right. There's only the 4 combination. So 9-1 is one of them. Right, so this basically means any thought of combo 10 is actually cooperation between people. Right, so if you want to seek cooperation, right, so this particular month, right, so you seek cooperation, go and use the this one. So star number 1 again is the star of nobleman. We call them the nobleman star. The logic behind it is that the star number 1 have the uncanny capability to connect with people. You want to find nobleman, you need to have a lot of people. Okay, because why? You don't know who can solve what problem. Okay, so nobleman star means that you know a lot of people. When you throw the problem out, one of them will say that, hey, this problem, I think I got experience. That's your nobleman, right? Nobleman don't come and ask you what problem you have. You need to understand that. A lot of people have the wrong perception of nobleman, saying that, it's like, I stay home, people will know what problem I have. No. You want people to solve your problem, you need to go out and tell people you have a problem. Example I tell people is that if your house pipe is broken, right? Who know that your house pipe is broken? You have to go out and tell people that, hey, hello, my house pipe is broken. You guys got any plumber? Then only people can recommend plumber to you, or the plumber who listen to you said, oh, your house broken. Hey, I'm a plumber. Then only you get solution. You stay at home, your pipe continue to burst it does not resolve itself. Understand or not? So the star number 1 is for you to go out and connect with people, right? So the 9-1 specifically helps in terms of getting attention from a large group of people. So it's a very powerful beacon to get people to help you, for you to attract a lot of noblemen together. And of course, it is utilizing the most prominent star of period 9, which is star number 9. Right? So you want, this one is very good for promo. It's very good for launching, right? So it's very good for expanding new market. Right? So go ahead, use this one. Right? So it's one of the better sector in the month of December. If you're trying to announce your achievement for the year of 2024, right? So Peppo, you can use this. Right. Go and do a broadcast from the Southwest. Right, so we're gonna do it. So this one is also highly celebrated because of the star number 9, right? So it's good for your Christmas or whatever, right? So for your Christmas, right, you put your Christmas tree on the southwest, okay, southwest of your house or southwest of your living room. You put your Christmas tree there, because why? You put a Christmas tree there, a legitimate Christmas tree, which means that got present one, So everybody come, everybody will gather in the southwest on the month to open the present, right? So that create the yang energy. Right, people gathering create the yang energy, or you can release your chihuahua to air the entire present. I think chihuahua is noisy enough. Okay, you can do that as well. Right, I don't stop you from doing that. All right, so then we have our West got the star number 6 there. So star number 6 is star of power and authority, right? So power and authority. 5-6 combination is called extreme power. Do everything by force, right? So now you see, can you get things done by forcing people to do things? Absolutely can. What is the ramification of it? If you ever lose power, then you die. Right? Understand, right? When you use extreme power on people, when you lose power that time, then you're gonna be in a bit of a problem. So this one is really a very big double-edged sword. If you got no choice, you have to do it. It's the fight between life and death. This one would be a very, very good, powerful formation for you to use to ensure that you are exerting the maximum amount of force onto your opponent so that you could win. Right? This is, no matter what the price, I will go in and do it. Right? So now again, normal circumstances, I will ask you, not to do it to such an extreme. Because why? 風水輪流轉. There will be one day when you are weak, and all these people that you have oppressed will come back and tell you who's the boss. Okay? Right? So that's why a lot of things don't go to the extreme. Right? So if you are a person who have pretty good self-control, great. Right? So no problem, you can basically use this particular sector, for 1 month, just to increase your courage. Right? So if you're using against yourself, then no problem. So this is like forcing yourself to make certain decisions that you are unwilling to make. Go and use this particular combination. Right? So by the way, next year, this combination is available in one of the sector. We will discuss that. Right, so next one is your Northwest. Right, so Northwest got the star number 5. Every time you see the star number 5, just run. Right, so star number 5 is the extreme temperamental star. Right, extreme temperamental star. Right, so the energy that is compiled together is star number 4. So because the star number 4 is the star of information, this one basically is information go everywhere. So this is a super typhoon. Right, you got this one. If you have some rumor you want to spread, use this one. Right, so you know that the particular person, don't use it on yourself, always use it on someone else. That particular person got certain information, right? Put him in this particular sector. The fella would have compulsion to spread news, right? Over talk, 亂咁講嘢, right? So simply talk, right? So put the fella there, let the fella get into trouble. Let the fella go. But if the fella is spreading news about you, then you will get into a lot of trouble. Right? So because news will spread very, very fast. Right? So that's the situation. Right? So again, depending on what you want. For me, is that peaceful is enough. Right? So this sort of energy, if can, then don't use. Okay, right? This sort of energy you avoid. But for those of you, if I cannot avoid this sort of energy, put a tape on your mouth. That's it. Right, just put the tape on your mouth, then you do this Ami tofu, then you go talk. Right, that's what you do, right? So it's pretty simple, right? So now using energy is really not that difficult. I just tell you all first. It's not that difficult. You just need to start with what I want to achieve. Locate the energy that basically help enhance that particular activity and deactivate the energy. So activate means that either you place yourself in the energy or you use one of the active agent, fire or water, to spread the energy all over the house. So that would help you in terms of spearheading that particular activity. Simple enough, right? So again, don't complicate stuff, right? So okay, guys, this is for your December month. So very quickly, we will, I think, because already 15 already, 13, 15. Probably another 2 more weeks, we will do the final January for Dragon. And we will also, in this particular few weeks, we will do the, what we call the 2025 energy signature for the Feng Shui. Right, so we do that. We will do the, I got that one lined up. I have the Chiman 2025 lineup, right? So then we got the 10-day master lineup, right? So 10-day master, we already did the 12 animal sign. Then I will also have the hexagram Yi Jing, right? So hexagram Yi Jing also we have, right? So we will complete all of that. before the end of January, which I think is enough. Should be enough, right? Should be enough. All right. So that's it, guys. Please help me share this out to the rest of the community. Your friends who basically want some of this information for themselves, right? So spread it to them. That's it, guys. See you all. Bye.